from the first topic, they are about the formation of universe as well as formation of earth in our solar system. And also I have told that our earth and also our solar system is situated in a Milky Way galaxy. What is galaxy? What is light year? About this information I have explained last day. So today we will start from the remaining portion in this chapter. This is the evolution of the earth, and also this topic last I have told Jovian planet and terrestrial planet. Our solar system, there have 9 planets, among them terrestrial planet, and Jovian planet. So terrestrial planet and Jovian planet now we will discuss. So terrestrial planet means those planets formed by rocks. That means in our solar system, from according to their distance, if you will arrange or write their names of the planet, you will see that first 4 planets, these are made by rocks, and this is a terrestrial planet. After that, from Jupiter, the rest of the planet are made up of gases. So this is the basic difference between terrestrial planet and Jovian planet. The terrestrial planet made up by rocks and Jovian planet made up by gases. Rocks, Jovian planet, gases. So these are the basic difference between terrestrial and Jovian planet. Another also have terrestrial planet are smaller in size. Obviously, when we will write the difference, Jovian planet is larger. So these are the difference between terrestrial and Jovian planet. This is the important question you will prepare from your book, that what is the difference between terrestrial and Jovian planet. After that, another portion, up to this portion I have told. Now another portion, the moon. You know, in our earth, moon is only one natural satellite. 2 types of satellite are found. One is natural satellite, another one is artificial satellite. So natural satellite, which is created or formed by nature, naturally this satellite formed or origin, and human made satellite or artificial satellite sent by human beings toward the space. So moon is also only one satellite, natural satellite in our earth. Like that, in your book table you will see that Mars have 2 moon, that means 2 natural satellite, Jupiter have 16, etc. So now our earth only one satellite, moon. Now we will discuss. So according to the George Darwin in 1838, Sir George Darwin 1838, Darwin have told or suggested that their attempt explain that the earth and the moon formed a single rapid rotating body. When I have told from the nebula concept, Immanuel Kant, Laplace, I have told last day. So on that day we have seen that first a gaseous ball was formed, then this gaseous ball start rotating. So after the starting of rotation, then the middle portion of this nebula, so 9 ring came out, and among them one of the earth. So from the same process in a single material or single rotating bodies, from this single part, moon and earth both are formed. First earth, after that moon separated from earth, and also the separated portion also again start rotation around this orbit. That means the whole mass became the dumbbell shaped body and eventually it broke. It was also suggested that the material forming the moon was separated from what we have at present depression occupied by Pacific Ocean. So this is the earlier concept. Nowadays you have seen Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean in our earth. So this is also a depression. Due to that depression, on that place Pacific Ocean was formed. So why this depression occurred? Some scientists or astrologer or some geographers believe that in earliest time that from the earth those material but those portion from the earth is separated and form a moon. These portion having a depression on the earth's surface and these depression areas formed the Pacific Ocean. But these present scientists do not accept it earlier this exploration. I have told this is the earliest concept. On that time, in present time where the Pacific Ocean have situated, on that part are separated from the earth and form moon. But nowadays in recent time scientists do not accept this explanation. It is now generally believed that the formation of moon as a satellite of the earth is an outcome giant impact or what is described as the big spelt. That means a body of size of 1/3 times of the Mars collide into the earth sometime shortly after the earth was formed. It blasted a large part of the earth into the space and the portion of the blasted material continued orbit of the earth. That means due to some reason, due to some blasting, one particles but one part of the earth are separated and these separated portion have also started rotating around the earth's orbit and these separate bodies, the separate part become a moon. This is the natural satellite. So from that obviously scientists have getting some evidence from the moon surface. They are having some rocks which is also similar with the earth rocks. So with this type of evidence we will make sure that earth and moon was a single part and moon also separated due to some blasting by big spell or giant event. Due to that reason moon was formed. So this type of theories or this type of concept have, you will read this topic. So after this our solar system completed. Now another topic, evolution of the earth. Evolution of the earth. What is this? Evolution of the earth means day by day it will changing and after that it become a new form. It is evolution. So evolution means from in past to present what are the change we will notice, which type of changes or modification we will notice. This is the evolution. So all over the earth lots of things but lots of part have evolution. Through some evolution process it will be changed. Now evolution of the earth, do you know the planet of the earth initially in the present time have barren rocky surface, but when earth was formed on the earth's surface have not a rocky surface or this type of materials. So on that time in atmosphere having hydrogen and helium, it is most important. When we will discuss about the evolution of atmosphere we will discuss this topic. In the from the present picture the earth the must have been seen events process which may cause the change of from rocky barren and hot earth to a beautiful planet. So from the beginning of the earth it was a hot rocky surface, but from the hot rocky surface now earth also beautiful planet. How it is possible? These changes is possible through some evolution or through some process. Now scientists believe that the earth formation near about 4,600 million years ago. 4,600 million years ago. So that's why this year from today 4,600 million from today 4,600 million years ago earth was formed and beginning of that time the earth was a hot rocky surface, and day by day earth reduce or release energy or heat, and it become a cooler, then condense, and this now in present earth will be formed. Now the earth has a layered structure. It is most important. Earth have a layered structure. If you will see from the top portion of atmosphere toward the core of the earth, there are several layers. So earth have several layered structure. Several layered structure. That means from universe, if you will see that our atmosphere top level up to the core of the earth, they are having several layer like atmosphere, like hydrosphere, like lithosphere. Lithosphere have another 3 layer. So this portion also have from the surface to the deeper depth, the earth interior have different zone, and each of these contain material different characteristic. Each and every layer have different characteristics. We will discuss later. Then the first one, development of lithosphere. So evolution of the earth. This concept first you have to clear it. Evolution of the earth means from the formation of the earth till present today, what are the changes we will notice. This is the 4,600 million years ago, I have told earth was formed. Scientists believe that. Now development of lithosphere. Development of lithosphere. First, what is lithosphere? This question is very important. What is lithosphere? So you know that earth have some sphere like lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, biosphere. Each and every sphere are interrelated or linked with each other. So lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, and biosphere. Lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, and biosphere, these are the different sphere have in our earth, and each and every sphere suppose this is lithosphere, this is hydrosphere, and this is atmosphere. These 3 spheres were interacted with each other. This is biosphere. So from that concept we can understand the lithosphere, atmosphere, and hydrosphere are interlinked with each other, and it form a narrow zone where living organism can survive. This is biosphere. So now in this portion, development of lithosphere, we will discuss how lithosphere was developed on the earth's surface. The earth was mostly a volatile state during the primordial stage due to the gradual increase of density of temperature. Inside has increased. So day by day, when density increases, as a result, simultaneously inside of the earth, temperature also increases. So what happened? Actually, after the formation of the earth was a hot rocky surface, and after the day by day, due to some reason or due to the long times gap, the earth reduce energy or heat in their top portion. So what happened? The density increases as well as temperature also increases inside of the earth. So when you will read in the next chapter, we will discuss different structure of our interior of the earth On that time also we will discuss this. Now as a result, the material inside started getting separated depending on their densities. Depending on their densities, they are separated in the different structure or different part of our Earth lithosphere. This allowed heavier material. What happened when this Earth surface become a densities increases and temperatures increases, those are heavier density, they are sink. That's why inside of the Earth have fill up with iron. It is a heavy material, and those are lighter material, they are also floating on the surface. And that's why the Earth, the lighter ones move toward the surface. With passage of time, it cooled further and solidified, condensed into a smaller size. So day by day you have seen the Earth's pore shape will be condensed, and that's why those are heavier material, they are dense inside of the Earth, and those are lighter material, they are also situated outside of the Earth's surface. Now during the formation of the moon, due to the giant impact, the Earth was further heated up. Then after the complete of this process, then when moon was formed, on that time again Earth was heated up, but this heat or slowly cool down, or heat also decreases, and as a result, starting from the surface of the central part, we have a layer structure, crust, mantle and core. So what is lithosphere? Now this topic I will tell or explain later. First, Earth lithosphere, when you will read the evolution, on the time you have seen that there are 3 layer: crust, mantle and core. These 3 layer, now next chapter also we will discuss with their different characteristics. What is lithosphere? Now we will discuss. The solid portion of the Earth surface. The solid portion of the Earth surface is called lithosphere. Generally lithosphere made up of rocks and soil particles. So this is the solid part of the Earth is called lithosphere. So how lithosphere will form, in this topic you can understand. So development of lithosphere means day by day, how from the Earth was a heated rock surface, from today Earth become a beautiful planet. Through this evolution process, the lithosphere also developed. As a result, those are heavier material like iron, they sink or they are also situated inside of the Earth. This is the core, and those are lighter material, they move towards the earth or the surface and form the solid particles or solid part of the Earth. It is lithosphere. Now another topic, this is the evolution or development of atmosphere and hydrosphere. Evolution of atmosphere and hydrosphere. Evolution of atmosphere and hydrosphere. Now in this topic we will discuss how atmosphere and hydrosphere was developed on the Earth's surface. In the present composition of the Earth atmosphere is chiefly contributed by nitrogen and oxygen. In a recent time, or now if you will discuss about the atmosphere, 2 gases you will see, it is nitrogen and oxygen. But from today, 4,600 million years ago, when Earth was developed, on that time in our Earth atmosphere, these 2 gases was not a chief or main. So on that time, generally 2 gases was present. On that time, you will dealing with the composition and structure of the Earth atmosphere in the next chapter 8 in your book also have. When we will discuss on the time, you will see there are 3 stages of evolution from past to till present. There are 3 stages of evolution. How this nitrogen and oxygen have sufficient amount have in our atmosphere, there are 3 stages. three stage. Number one, the first one is the first stage marked by the loss of primordial atmosphere. The first stage is marked by a loss of primordial atmosphere. This is the first stage. Now, the second stage, the hot interior of the earth contributed to the evolution of the atmosphere. So second stage is also very important. The hot interior of the earth, hot interior of the earth, which is also helped or contributed to present atmosphere. And number three, this is the finally composition of atmosphere was modified by the living world through process of photosynthesis. Composition of atmosphere was modified by living world through photosynthesis. So this is important information in this topic. Evolution of atmosphere will depend on these three stages. Evolution of atmosphere was depend on three stages. The first one is loss of primordial atmosphere. Loss of primordial atmosphere means when Earth was formed, on the time the atmosphere was filled up by helium and hydrogen, and also on the time solar radiation also present in our atmosphere. But due to the long time span, this primordial atmosphere was lost. After that, second stage is also very important. Hot interior of the earth contributed to the present atmosphere. How it is possible? So when density decreases as well as temperature decreases in our earth interior, but you have seen due to some volcanic eruption, due to some other natural activities from the earth interior, lots of amount of gases was released. This amount of gases mixed with the atmosphere, and atmosphere composition was changing slowly. And the final stage or the last portion, the last stage, through some composition of atmosphere was modified by living world through photosynthesis. From the biology portion in your science up to class 10 you have read what is photosynthesis. With the help of sunlight, tree prepared food for their own as well as another living organism. That means human beings, we are also depend on trees. So the processing of food with the help of solar sunlight, this is the photosynthesis. So this is also help for the composition of our atmosphere. Now, the early atmosphere with hydrogen and helium was supposed to have been stripped up as a result of the solar wind. So I have already told that when the earth was developed, on that time in the earth atmosphere two gases was present, one is hydrogen and helium, but this supposed to have been stripped off with the help of solar wind. And after that, this happened not only the case of the earth but also in the all terrestrial planet. So this type of changes not only found in the earth, rest of the terrestrial planet having the same process. The first, when this planet was developed, there also atmosphere covered by helium and hydrogen. But after few times later, when sunlight or due to the solar wind, this hydrogen and helium will be changed or removed, and after some process, nowadays if you will see the composition of our atmosphere, nitrogen and oxygen is the primary or main gases. So this type of changes are occurred due to that process. Now, during the cooling of the earth, gases and water vapor were released from the interior solid earth, the started of evolution present atmosphere. So when earth cools down, on that time from the earth's interior, heat and water vapor was released. So this material, water vapor and heat, that means different gases mixed up with our atmosphere. And after that, our atmosphere not only have different gases, they also have some water vapor, some dust particles. This type of things or this type of substance present in our earth surface or in our atmosphere only through that process. And after that, the early atmosphere largely contained water vapor, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, methane, ammonia, and very little of free oxygen. So on that time, first beginning of the earth, then hydrogen and helium was present. After that, when energy released from the earth surface, that time gases and water vapor also released and which is mixed with the atmosphere. So on that time, not all oxygen was not present sufficient, but the rest of the gases was present like nitrogen, methane, then carbon dioxide also some part. After that, free oxygen also have in a little portion, then in very few amount, but continuous volcanic eruption. So this is very important. The process through which the gases were outpoured from the interior is called degassing. The term is very important. The term is very important. Degassing. What is degassing? So it is also very important short question. The degassing means this is the process through which the gas was outpoured from the interior of the earth. So when gas released from interior of the earth, and this gas when mixed with our atmosphere, and in our atmosphere this type of gases was present permanently, this process is called degassing. Now, continued volcanic eruption, I have told in the second portion, when the hot interior of the earth contributed to the present atmosphere. So through some volcanic eruption, lots of gases, dust particles, water vapor also mixed with our atmosphere, and atmosphere structure also changed to the atmosphere, and as the earth cooled, the water vapor really started getting condensed. So after that, when water vapor mixed with the atmosphere, but when the atmosphere heat will be reduced, then water vapor will be condensed. And what happened? This condensed water vapor formed cloud and sufficient amount of rainfall occurred. So the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere got dissolved in the rainwater, and temperature further decreases, causing the condensation and more rain, the rainwater filling the surface, the depression portion of the earth's surface, and form an ocean. So after the formation of atmosphere, then these type of changes have found in our atmosphere, and after that these changes, through these changes, when water vapor and different gases are coming out through the degassing process, then again earth surface cooled, then this water vapor condense, and this condensed water vapor will be form a cloud and rainfall occurred. After that, carbon dioxide also mixed with the rainwater, and again the amount of rainfall increases, and as a result, those having the depression portion on the earth surface, these areas fill up by water, and it formed the ocean. So you can understand after that, so the earth's ocean were formed within 500 million years. 500 million years from today, from the formation of the earth. So this after the formation of the earth, 500 million years later, then ocean was developed. How ocean was developed? You can understand, with the help of huge amount of rainfall, the earth depression areas fill up with water and form ocean. These tell that the ocean are as old 400 million years. So earth formation, after earth formation, 500 million years later, ocean was developed. That means from today, 400 million years ago, ocean was developed. Now, sometime around 3,800 million years ago, life began to evolve. However, 2,500 to 300 million years ago, before the present, was confined the ocean for a long time. Ocean began to have a contribute the oxygen through the process of photosynthesis. Ocean also dissolve oxygen, which help to form some living organism in the ocean. And also eventually ocean was saturated with the oxygen 200 million years ago, and oxygen began to flood or the atmosphere. In this page in your book have geological time scale. It is also very important. Geological time scale, you will read this. This geological time scale help us to understand how many years ago different type of living organism as well as plant and animals was developed or origin in our earth surface. This is the geological time scale. Geological time scale. They have some column and row, the eras, eons, era, epoch, period, epoch, and age of year, and life or major event. You will see that Earth, the universe was origin from today 13,700 million years ago. Universe was developed. And also after that 5,000 million years ago, sun was developed. As well as we have told 4,600 million years ago, earth was developed. All this information you will get from the geological time scale, have in your book. You will read it. It is very important and also interesting. And with the help of this geological time scale, we came to understand near about 4,000 years ago in the earth's surface, ocean also developed. Ocean was developed 4,000 million years ago. Now after that 2,500 years ago, on an average 2,500 years ago, first algae or some bacteria was developed 2,500 million years ago. Bacteria and algae. Then after that there also have some important another one, some marine animals like fish. First fish was developed 438 million years ago. Fish was developed. And after that near about 238 to 360 million to 286 to 360 million years ago, first reptiles was developed. Some reptiles also developed on the earth surface. With some process you will see that some small mammals was developed on the earth surface near about 57 to 65 million years ago. Small mammals also developed. Now there are also early human ancestor 2 to 5 million, and from 10,000 years ago, not million, only 10,000 years ago, the human beings was developed according to the geological time scale. And only I will write those are important. Apart from lots of another information have this geological time scale, you will read this. Now the last portion of this chapter, this is the evolution or origin of the life. Origin of life. So after the formation of hydrosphere and atmosphere, first lithosphere was developed, then atmosphere was developed, after then hydrosphere also developed, and then origin of life. Then origin of life. The last phase of the evolution of the earth, this is the origin of life. The last phase of evolution of the earth, this is the origin of life. So what happened? Through some process, lots of living organism was developed on the earth's surface. When ocean was formed, after the ocean water in a saturated portion or saturated way, then the water remain cool and also help for growing the living organism. First, modern scientists refer the origin of the life kind of chemicals reaction with the first generation complex organic molecules and assembled them. This assemblage was such a they could duplicate themselves, converting inanimate matter, living substance, the record life existence of the planet in a different period. So not only all the living organism developed in our earth surface in the same time, in a different time later, different type of living organism was developed in our earth surface. The microscopic structure closely related to the present form of blue algae have been found. First blue algae was developed from today 3000 million years ago, and it can be assumed that life began to evolve sometime 3800 million years ago. When ocean was developed from today 4000 million years ago, after that 3800 million years ago, first blue algae or this type of unicellular molecules was developed, like bacteria or algae was developed on the surface. And after the time span, then this type of changes are found, and day by day lots of animals, lots of plants also developed on the surface through some process. So in this chapter, origin and evolution of the earth, lots of information, physical features as well as what kind of evolution we have seen. So you will read this chapter. This is very important, and also you will follow the geological time scale which have in your book. Okay, thank you. Next day we will start the next chapter from this book.